first question to you is, why do victims return or stay with the abusers?
Well, that's a very complicated question. First of all, I think one of the key answers to that is probably because they love them, for one thing. And it's not always abusive. There are times in the relationship where it's probably pretty normal. And those times are when an abuser will beg and plead and say that they'll never act up again and please come back to me. Many women are very traditional.
All right. The second question would be, do abusers show any potential warning signs?
Oh, absolutely. Before, they're red flags.
Yeah.
They're red flags, yes, they're ignored or not known about. But there are some very common characteristics that a lot of abusers share. The red flags. Yeah.
Well, are men victims of domestic violence?
Are men victims of violence perpetrated by women? Yes. Certainly. It's not the same thing. The violence that men perpetrate is very different from the violence that women perpetrate, typically. A lot of what we see that women is in reaction to something that's happened to them, fighting back. There are a lot of women who are coming from environments of violence where there's violence all around them, and they just will fight. You've seen it in your school. I know you have. Girls that...
My last question would be, what are resources available for victims?
In Charlotte?
Yes.
In our community, there are a lot of resources available. We have a 24-hour hotline so that we can take calls anytime, day or night. We offer shelter and support services. You don't have to stay here to participate in the program. So we have a pretty abuse and domestic violence, relationship abuse. There are other programs in the community. The Women's Commission has domestic violence programming. The county offers a domestic violence treatment program for abusers that are coming out of the court system. So there are services available. A lot of churches, a lot of large churches have domestic violence programs that they offer members of the church who are experiencing domestic violence. So there is certainly a lot more in place than there ever has been.
Well, thank you for your time and your insight on everything. And that'll be all.
This defensive line, I think that answers no. And of course, that was 4-down territory. The only bad thing, I'm sorry, Jim, the only bad thing is the fact game management.
What I know.
Ooh. All of these bills and no income.
Why you always complaining? You really starting to get on my nerves. For real.
How am I getting on your nerves? You expect everything to fall out of the sky and it's not going to fall out of the sky. You're so lazy. You're lazy.
I'm lazy.
Yes, you're lazy.
Run that by me one more time.
You're lazy.
I'm lazy.
Because
I'm
you
lazy.
sit at home all day,
lazy.
you drink.
I'm lazy.
You sit at home all day, you drink.
Okay, you drink.
You don't do nothing, you don't work.
What you mean, you drink?
You don't work.
What you mean?
You don't work. You don't pay no bills. And then, you don't do anything.
Man, shut up. You getting on my nerves, for real, man. I ain't got to deal with this, bro. Screw me.
A simple conversation over money turned to a young girl hurt and abused by a guy she thought she loved. No one deserves to be domestically abused, not physical, mental, or social. If you are a person dealing with domestic abuse, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline, 704-694-4499. You don't have to be alone. There's someone there to help you. Thank you.